call home. English speaking and the francophone. 8 months of winter, well, it ain't so bad. Lights on a golf and all making me mad. 2 McDonald's and 1 Walmart. My bike got stolen when it got dark. Extend our trailers and we drive skidoo. That's what we intended love to do.
I promise to protect downtown. Eat at Siva's so I can stay round. Yell at bad drivers every day. At Hollinger Park is where I play. 101 is still my mall. See the murals? We have it all. Animal tours, it's all set. We want our jobs back at Kid Met. Shania Twain Center, it went under. How about another Stars and Thunder? New pool, will we ever get? Hockey brawls here make me sweat.
This is a place that we call home. English speaking and the francophone. 8 months of winter, well, it ain't so bad. Lights on a golf and all making me mad. 2 McDonald's and 1 Walmart. My bike got stolen when it got dark. Extend our trailers and we drive skidoo. That's what we intended love to do.
Oh, here we are. It's a big day, Kinsman.
It is. It's a big day. It is Tuesday.
That's right.
February the 9th. Yes, my birthday episode of KINZ and KLOMP Live.
Okay, so we have a couple things planned for your birthday. Don't worry. We're not going to let it go unnoticed. Now, the first one, if you notice at the top of the screen, I haven't showed you this yet, but it says Happy Birthday, KINZ.
Yeah.
Now, you can win a $25 gift card from Tim's, a Tim's card, by guessing how much time KINZ spends each day styling his hair. So I know this answer.
You do?
I do. You have told me before. And if you guess that correctly, you are going to win a $25 Tim's card. So that's one way we're celebrating your birthday.
And we also have a $20 gift certificate from Mark Duciome from the McIntyre Coffee Shop tonight to give away.
We do. And we're going to give people information in the comment section how they can win that tonight.
You've told me that I can't check the Facebook comments at all during tonight's show. I'm actually going to be pretty good. I will not gander or take a peek at any of the comments. Don't want to spoil the fun.
Don't spoil the fun. Okay, so we got a great sponsor tonight again.
That's right. Rubino's Petrocan, Frank Rubino, and Giovanna's located in Rubino's Petrocan in South Porcupine, where today's special, the Rubino Burger, Jamie, for $3, the meatball subs for $10.29 plus tax, homemade Italian sausage, mild or hot, and they are so good for $5.99. Giovanna's, if you've never been, what are you waiting for? Located at the Petrocan at Rubino's Petrocan in South Porcupine, Giovanna's.
I have mentioned this a few times, being a Porcupine guy. I have tried the burger twice. $3 for a burger is an amazing price. Meatball sub is probably my favorite sub to get, even though it's extremely filling and you want to take a nap after. And the homemade sausages, what's the saying? It's to kill for, it's to die for.
Die for, $5.99. You can't beat that price. And I've also been told that the poutine is also one of the top must-tries if you've never been to Giovanna's. So make sure you go check it out. And the pizza is Francesco's.
It is.
You did not know, Francesco's, they're all intertwined with Frank Rubino. And the slices come from Francesco's at Giovanna's.
And he owns the Esso right across from the Petro-Canada. So two gas stations, this guy.
That's right. He's like, well, if you don't fill up with the one, I'm going to get you the other. And it's a monopoly with Frank Rubino. But we love the guy. He's a big supporter for us here in the community locally, and is a big supporter for KINZ and KLOMP Live. Once again, a big thumbs up to Frank Rubino at Rubino's Petro-Can, and specifically tonight's sponsor, Giovanna's at the Rubino Petro-Can in Sopo.
Right. So we got a big show. We got Mayor George Pirie. We got Cameron Grant from Mount Jameson Ski Hill. Two awesome guests, but we got some local stories to get in first. COVID. Every day is COVID, right?
It's the ongoing story, almost a year in the making since we heard the word COVID. It's still here, but thankfully, a year later, we're moving toward the vaccines. COVID vaccines finally hit Timmins. Mm-hmm. And this from the press release from the city of Timmins. If you follow their Facebook page, 2 long-term care facilities have now been vaccinated with the COVID vaccine. The Golden Manor, they've been vaccinated 152 residents there, which makes up 94% of their occupancy. Yes. Extended Care vaccinated 164 of their residents, which makes up 95% of their occupancy. And Extended Care was also able to vaccinate, Jamie, 4 high-risk staff members with the remaining vaccines, and they stayed here. Both the Golden Manor and Extended Care expect their second dosages of the vaccine to be within the next 28 days. So it's nice to see, with everybody, walking around on pins and needles with, COVID, people in ICUs. It's nice to see that the vaccine is now being dispersed here.
Yeah, we have spent many times in hours on the show talking about the effect on small businesses and people's livelihood. And then there's the other factor, vulnerable population, especially what's going on in CAP. And we're happy to hear that the vaccinations are coming in and we can stop some of the devastating loss we've seen in our community. So that is good news.
Yeah, good news. The numbers low, not low enough, but they did say the Premier Doug Ford stating when the numbers get in and around the 1,000, even the 1,000 is still a high number of cases in the province. In and around the 1,000 is when they can start opening up the province a little bit more. And fingers crossed, come the 16th next week, we'll start to get the green light here in the city and around the northern portions of the province to slowly get the economy back flowing again.
Okay, toonies for tummies. So this isn't about a burger deal, right?
No, not a burger deal. Have you heard of this fundraiser in the city before?
I have not. Why haven't I heard of this?
Maybe you don't shop at Food Basics. It's a Food Basic fundraiser, and I'm going to tell you about it right now. Actually, this is a post from Stacey Theriault here in the city. And it reads this. Hey, everyone, it's my favorite time of year, Toonies for Tummies. Did you know that last year they raised $8,000 for our local area? All those donations stayed right here, 100% spent right here. And 1 in 3 kids go to school without a proper breakfast. This program helps to ensure that they all get a nutritious meal to help them learn throughout the day. Such an amazing program to donate to.
Yeah, awesome. Excellent program, especially feeding folks that the children that need it. You need a nutritious meal. That's great. So that's running right now?
It's running right now, they say, at your Food Basics. So bring a few toonies with you. This year, they're aiming to raise $8,457, and that equates to 4,229 meals for those, hungry tummies. Toonies for Tummies for the local children in our area. You can check out the schools that benefited from last year. And they say go to Food Basics to donate your $2 and help support this amazing campaign. So it is an amazing campaign.
Good folks. I'm going to head down there with some of my toonies and support that completely. So another question is, what is the ice fishing capital of Ontario? Did I get this?
Northern Ontario.
Well, it's got to be Timmins, right? I'm born in Thunder Bay, but I'm from Timmins. I'm going with Timmins.
I'm going to go with Timmins, but not only Timmins on the map. I don't know if you have the app. There is an app. As they say, there's an app for everything. Anglers Atlas, their website. Anybody been to Anglers Atlas? Maybe Zeb, our local ice fisherman here. He was on a few episodes ago. He might be having this app already. But Anglers Atlas, they want to know, will it be Hearst, Kapuskasing, Moonbeam, Cochrane, or Timmins for the bragging rights of ice fishing capital of Ontario?
Right.
Did you hear about this?
Yeah, I've heard about this. Ice fishing in Timmins. Of course I heard about this.
Did you know how to sign up for this tournament? There's an actual ice fishing tournament coming up in a few days, and it's only maxing out at 500 people to get to the Anglers Atlas website and to pick up their app in the App Store. Did you know that part?
I bet you it's not filled up already.
It says there's still room. The tournament runs from the 13th So February the 13th to March 7th. And aside from finding out who's the fishing capital of Ontario, you'll have a chance to fish for some winnings as Anglers Atlas promises to pay 80% of the $20 entry fee to the top anglers. So 20 times 500 anglers. And again, their app Anglers Atlas in the website and on the App Store, and in your App Store, you sign up today.
Where does this name Anglers come from? I've never understood that.
That's fishing slang, isn't it?
I don't know. I guess so. Very cool, though. I know about 500 fishermen on my street, so that thing's going to fill up quick, Kinsman. And certainly. I still say it's Timmins. Okay. I have a raffle going on, the Alzheimer's raffle.
Yes, have you heard about this?
Yeah, you can win $10,000. I hear about everything we can earn or win money, of course.
Everybody loves money, right? And 10 grand is nothing to shake a stick at, as my grandparents used to say. So you need to go to the Alzheimer's Society Facebook page, and you're going to find all the locations on where to buy a raffle ticket for the Things Can Only Get Better raffle. And the ticket locations are all over the place. Right here in Timmins, South Porcupine, Smooth Rock Falls, Cochrane, Iroquois Falls, New Liskeard, Kapuskasing, and Matheson. And again, there's so many stores that have signed up for this. Go to their website and the Facebook page, the Alzheimer's Society, and you'll find out where you can buy a ticket. Jamie, how much are the tickets?
$10, right?
That's right.
But I do my homework, Kinsman. You try and put me on the spot all the time. What do you think I'm doing during the day? Sleeping or what?
You're prepping for the show, yeah. $10, and there's 5,000, but there's only 5,000 tickets. So get yours today. And again, a few locations you can stop. Speaking of Timmins, you can drop by Tiffany's, Pick of the Crop. I've seen the ballot box there. Chez New and Katie's Corner, and again, various locations. Again, hit the Alzheimer's Society Facebook page for more detail and a chance to win $10,000.
Good. Love it. $10,000. Could use it. And to support an amazing
I can definitely use that because I just scratched a ticket. I got a Cash for Life for my birthday. I didn't scratch the 1,000. I scratched the $8 win. So I've got $1 a day for the next 8 days.
Right. Or as the old, you've seen it a million times, I could have enough money to retire if I died tomorrow. So
that's it.
Yeah. Okay. No wonder why we're friends. Okay. So we got to get on to this. Next up is our interview with the mayor, who we had a chance to sit down and have, over a 40-minute discussion with him. We had a ton of questions for him, and I think folks are really going to enjoy this.
I think they're going to enjoy it.
All right, Kinsman. So let me just, and then we are bringing on,
Cameron Grant.
All right, Kinsman, I'm loading up the mayor.
Special guests joining us, KINZ and KLOMP Live. We've got the mayor. He's in his third year of his 4-year term here, the mayor of Timmins, George Pirie, joining us here on KINZ and KLOMP Live. Welcome to the show, George.
Well, it's my pleasure to be here. And for those of you that have never met me for the first time, well, okay, I've only been here 3 years, so.
Right.
Still one more to go.
And I've been told I'm not a good communicator, so obviously I've got to improve on that.
Well, we really appreciate you, Bart, being part of the show. It's exciting. Our focus is on local events, communities, and people, and obviously you play a large role in that as a leader in the community. And we're just very happy that you joined us.
Well, thank you very much. It really is an opportunity as well for me as well. Thanks a lot.
All right, Kinsman. I know you're dying to ask some questions.
Yeah, we've got a few questions for you, George. So here we go. Question number one: how has your role changed since last March to now, with everything COVID in place with the restrictions? It's got to be a big wrench into the spokes. How are you adapting with the COVID lifestyle?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. It's so totally unprecedented. There's no one would have expected it. I have to answer honestly. We thought that, if you remember when this happened and they had a shutdown, it was only going to be 2 weeks. We thought, okay, we'll have a 2-week shutdown. We're back at it. So being able to react, being able to, as you know, I think we had 60 days where we were on in front of the cameras, if you will, or with the media, getting out the message out with our healthcare professionals, and that's Easter Sunday, right? Every single day. Huge change. It was everything we were thinking about was about COVID-19, and engaging the population in this. If you remember, one of the first things that we talked about was having a curfew, and that quickly, I think we got everybody's attention. We said, no, we don't have to do it. And we realized, boy, we've had phenomenal compliance with the advice from the healthcare professionals. I think the messages have been heard loud and clear, but how things changed, virtually everything. If I walk out this door, I have a mask on my face. It's just it's everything that we think about. It was driven by COVID-19, and if you take the fact that we're going into the third year, but essentially we lost a full year of an agenda that was supposed to be all about growth and economic development, future for the city of Timmins. And I just got off. Look, I do this on a regular basis. I just got the phone call. I just did another conversations with the mayor of Kapuskasing and the mayor of Hearst, expressing my empathy and my thoughts with what they're going through. It's been devastating in Kapuskasing. I know every death that I end, it's right here. These places are small towns. Parents that have both been lost, brothers both lost, and no mayor, nobody signs up for this. Nobody has the skill set other than honesty and integrity and the ability that we have to do this, and you stand up and do it. But it's not easy, and my hands off. The mayor of Kapuskasing said to me, "Look, hats off to Timmins, all the people of the Timmins District Hospital. They're still working in Kapuskasing to help the people in Kapuskasing." I want to get that message out. Timmins has always been a very caring population and helping, and we are. So the mayor, that's directly from him to me to you. Thank you very much to the city of Timmins, Timmins District Hospital, EMS people. They've been there for the people of Kapuskasing, and that's how I see Timmins. I see Timmins and then the whole region, because we're going to survive or we're going to prosper together. That's how I see Timmins in the region. But again, I'm extending my sincere appreciation on behalf of everybody working with the Timmins District Hospital, on behalf of the mayor of and EMS from the mayor of Kapuskasing. So we continue to do the job every single day. Has it changed? Everything about this job has changed from where we started a year ago. So
that's right. It's definitely been unprecedented times. And you're right, it's not something that you signed up for, but I think you said a very important part, working with the healthcare professionals, especially with the Porcupine Health Unit. I know personally, we did an outdoor comedy Halloween show for families on Halloween, and I worked with the Porcupine Health Unit to ensure that, we followed all the restrictions and it was a safe event, and they were excellent. They worked with me every step of the way. And I
thought that was a great idea. I thought it went over. We were all worried about Halloween, and every individual, every family did their own thing. But I thought what you did was perfect. I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. So I have a question for you. Obviously, COVID-19 is on people's minds, and I'm sure that takes up, probably 90% of your desk. But outside of that, I was kind of curious, what are some of the most common requests the mayor's office would receive?
Well, right off the bat, the most common request I have is, how soon can you resign?
That's
number one. A little bit of levity there. So.
Fair enough.
Seriously, it's a funny thing, but in the wintertime, I'll still get people calling me up. We've got Service Timmins. We publicize the schedules when the snow plowing is going to happen. But that's one of the most. It's when I say request, it's the complaints associated with it. If you can imagine, we haven't had much snow, but that's somebody's parking, or the lumps are in their yard, and so it's a funny kind of thing. And I'm not saying I'm not overwhelmed with it. And all it tells me is if they have to call the mayor about snow plowing, somehow the communication isn't getting out there correctly to everybody. So that's what I do when I hear those complaints. And I know as soon as the spring and there's potholes, I exactly know what's going to happen. And look, when you mentioned the Python, Mr. Python or Python, it's just simply called Python. That's why we're doing this. One of the first letters I had in the mayor's chair, and it was a really good letter. And they just said, we send around the tracks with trucks in the asphalt, and they plunk the asphalt in, and we know 2 weeks later the pothole's still there. That's why that machine is there, because you have to blow. Look, I'm becoming a technical expertise on this. You got to blow the water out first and clean it all first. Oh, that asphalt isn't going to stay there, and one person can take five persons off that truck, and we've got a few trucks out there. So I'm anxious. I think it's just supposed to be here this spring. Well, I guess depending on COVID-19 restrictions and delays. So there's another machine out there. This one comes out of California, and it actually drills down a round hole, like a donut, picks it up, and it does the same type of thing. So the Python is a bit kind of a funny name, but that's the name of the machine the type of the machine that we'll be putting in place here. Let's hope it works.
Let's hope it does, right? Can we put in personal request to pave our driveways with that? Probably not, right?
I drive 45. I'm 45-minute commute, so hey, man, I feel every feel every. I'm driving a Jeep parked someplace, and I feel every pothole in my back, and at my age, I can feel everything. So that's why that thing's getting. I'm anxious to see that thing.
I'm anxious to see it too, and there's only room for one driver in it, so I guess the city crews are probably going to be drawing straws on who's going to be driving that $500,000 machine, right? It's the beast when you watch it on YouTube videos. Yeah. It's going to be exciting to see what it can do here in Timmins.
Apparently, we've got a few communities that are anxious to see it as well, and again, it fits right in that strategy. We want to do things once. And we want to do things better. We've got a lot of challenges within our city, and one of the things that we're doing is this continuous improvement effort. So yeah, we want to continually get better and more efficient in how we perform the services for the city. So I'm really excited about that machine. And being an old mining guy, machines always excite me. So.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting when it does roll in here later on this year. Another question.
We're hoping if we can make more improvement on, we think we can put a modification on the back end. We'll have a Zamboni that we can use.
There you go. A 2-in-1, 3-in-1.
The extreme Python.
That's right. Yeah.
Hey, why not? Right? It could evolve here in the north, right?
Yes, sir. We can ice fish at the Mac.
Now, another question, George, I have for you. What are some of the advantages of being a leader here in a northern community compared to a similar role for, let's say, the southern portions of the province?
It's what I saw, and when I said I wanted to get involved with this, it's really the future of the region. It's a big region. Timmins is the center of it. There's so many exciting, so much potential in every single area of the region. We're not boxed into a community right around us. We have things like DSAB that are regional and focus, Porcupine Health Unit. So we communicate very, very closely as a group. And it's exciting to me to talk with all of the municipalities about the future of the area. Right from the Moosonee, James Bay, Hudson's Bay. I think that's and There's 9/10 of the 9/10 of the area of the province are like that border between Thunder Bay and Sudbury, North Bay, Sault Ste. Marie. 9/10 of the population. So we're a little bit north of that, and we've got about 1/10 the population. So there's a huge advantage. We've got what the world wants, lots of room, all the resources, all the potential, and that's, I think we can express ourselves not only in just from the point of view of Timmins. We can talk very confidently about how important this region is to the province and the country. And that's when I'm talking to the provincial leaders and the federal leaders, I say the same thing. This is where the future is going to be. So that's different. That's different. We don't see ourselves here. We see with a different provincial and federal perspective, because we deal with again, if you're talking about up on the coast, well, yeah, that's a federal responsibility. The airports, of course, we talk about ports, that's a federal responsibility. But you could see that we in relation to the potential of the whole region, and that's exciting. And I think that's makes when I'm talking about those things, it's a very, very rewarding experience for me, because I think, I really believe we should be, the population here should be not 74,000 people, it should be 500,000 people. The agricultural potential, and I really mean it, there's 10 million acres of arable land, more than Manitoba, that we've got here. There's only 1 million in private hands. We'll be very shortly, we'll be getting the answers back of the $900,000 worth of funding that will be, and that those funds and those projects, that 900,000 will be controlled here with the Timmins Economic Development Corporation. Right. If we're successful as we think we are with the consultants that we're working right now, that ask will be $1 billion a year for 10 years. That's a $10 billion project, and I know that's a big number. But in Saskatchewan, it was supported. It's just a drainage and agricultural project for the province for irrigation, and their number was 12 billion. And those are the numbers that we're talking about here. And those are the type of projects they're transformational, and they can happen. Just look at, if you take a Google map and you look at it at the area, western area of Quebec, it's all the agriculture area. Their part of the Great Clay Belt is all fully developed, and we've got that potential right here. It's transformational for the region. That's the type of potential that gets me excited. It's important to Timmins, and it's very different than a municipality in Southern Ontario someplace.
No, I'm happy that we're talking about the positives, and I have to say, so I'm originally from Thunder Bay, and when I go back home to visit my dad, who's still there, and their garbage collection system, they're still on the bags. They got to separate the recycling. And it's the first thing I always brag about Timmins. So you guys have it all wrong, because I think we have the best garbage collection system around. Yeah, big bins, no separating the recycling, and they pick it up every week. Like, we're light years ahead of them. So if there's, that for some reason, I always brag about this everywhere we go, because I love our system here.
Well, we've got very important initiatives that are taking place right now within the city, and again, we're leading them, because we put our hand up and say, we want to do it here. We want to be the first. We want it because we understand that's what's going to happen in the rest of the province, and we can do it here. We can, as I said, so Timmins could be the site of solutions. And if you put your hand up and you realize it's not a problem. Waste, it's not a problem. Waste is nothing but opportunities. Nothing but opportunities. And if you take a European model and see what we can do here, man, from energy, the whole circular economy, Timmins is, again, perfectly suited here for this. We've got another this year's budget. Of course, we're one area, Schumacher, that still has garbage banks. They're gone within this year. You won't have the birds and such with the garbage on the streets and such. So that Timmins is there are a couple of streets as well that the machine will be able to pick on both sides. So we'll have it all in hand. So
That's
I realize it's been a problem within, but we're tackling that. These are important things. Everybody wants a clean city. The combination of those types of assets and what we do. I've been in Barbers Bay for quite some time, and there's a community groups every single year, every spring, and we pick it up. Everything that comes in along our roads. If you remember, they'll be redeveloping that mine very shortly on Finn Road, both sides of the Big Bay, and teams go in and they clean it up every spring. Yeah. It's just what you do. It's a big city. You have, people have got to chip in, and they do.
Oh, that's good. So obviously it's been a rough year for a lot of folks, for many folks, probably the majority. Yeah. But if you had to think of one or a couple things that folks can look forward to in 2021, what would be on the top of your mind?
Vaccines.
Yeah.
Vaccines. There's a lot of stress in the community right now. Golden Manor and Extendicare, the population of those facilities should be receive their vaccines this weekend. So yeah, I'm knocking on wood. Vaccines will take a lot of pressure off the individuals that are running those facilities. Can you imagine? You're directly responsible for those facilities. The folks that are there, vaccines. I mean, the number one thing that's going to change in 2021, I believe, is in vaccines. Having said that, we know there'll be delay. They're going to be delayed. We've already talked. I am worried about the variants that are coming in here, and I'm talking to the healthcare professionals right now. And if I can give anybody advice right now, and this is unsolicited, it's not professional health from the healthcare professionals, wear your mask all the time. We don't have a variant. That variant hasn't arrived here. By the time we know that it is here, it'll be too late. When you leave your car to go to get your groceries, put your mask on. I walk all the time, and I've just said I'm going to put that mask on all the time. When I'll park over at DSAB and back the streets and up some hills and get to work in the morning. And during the day, I like to walk around and go up and 2 or 3 or 4 times just to get some up that hill there a couple times to get some exercise. And so I've just said I'm going to wear a mask because I don't know when that variant's going to come in. We understand we've only got a few more 6 months, let's say, and we'll be out of this. So, and this is just my advice. I am not a professional. You may offer your criticism. It's as a private citizen. As a private citizen. I have Porcupine Health Unit's not telling me this. It's just me saying this is what I am going to do. And you've heard me say this, that my philosophy is 1,000 times. Every individual is responsible for their safety and health and safety. And every individual is responsible for their family's health and safety. So it's just that simple. If you're worried about your family, do what's recommended by the healthcare professionals. And this is not recommended right now. I'm not suggesting it is, but I'm going to wear the mask all the time.
And we're hoping that, it is 6 months. It'd be so great to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And, you're saying with the evolution of the vaccines and, hopefully it will, flatline the COVID, even further, the strains here, which would be a great sight to see, because I think we can all attest we'd want to put COVID into the rear view and kind of get a little bit more normalcy back into our day-to-day lives here.
Yeah. And really and truly, if you're like me and I'm wearing a mask, I get less complaints about how I look.
There's always a benefit to everything.
Sure, there's an upside.
Yeah, upside to everything. Question I want to ask you, George. What has been your most positive contribution as mayor to Timmins thus far? And what do you wish you could have accomplished? Or maybe you're in the midst of accomplishing something, maybe with Craft Hockeyville, nominations that are out now. Any big tasks that are brewing with you right now?
Well, let me focus on one of the things that I'm most proud of, because one of the first things I did, we didn't have a warming center when I first got in this chair as the mayor. And that winter was a very, very cold winter. We didn't have a warming center. Those folks were going back out in 20 and 30 and 40 below zero weather. And so, yes, I'm very, very, very grateful that all the partners within the city saw that through and got that done. And I'm very, very, I'm really happy with the way the city's going right now. We've got a great thing going on. We've got some. I'm very convinced that there's going to be a couple of new mines directly to the west of us. One a little sooner than the other one. The partnership with Kirkland Lake Gold, that facility coming in, and hopefully a research facility that goes in with it. Canada Nickel has got the potential to be transformational for the city's economy. Go west with their bulk sample project there, and all of the things that we can do with bio leaching. And I'm very, very happy about those. But if there was one thing that I could accomplish, that I would want to accomplish this year, is to make a meaningful impact on our opiate crisis. We've had 5 deaths so far in December. I think we've galvanized the committee, the community, so things are improving. We know we need a combined mental health and addictions facility. I was just talking this week with Minister Thibodeau about the urgency there. And I know it's a huge, I realize this is a generational project. We've got some great strategies, the community safety wellbeing plan. That's one of our planks of our 4 pillars. But one of the 5 that we lost this month was a personal family friend. And I don't know how you go to a vibrant young adult to dying at 40. That's so if we can have a meaningful impact somehow. I've got letters out. We've got a meeting out tomorrow about the educational impact. We've got to get to our kids, elementary schools, secondary schools, colleges. This is totally different. It's been explained by the doctors. This is a situation with these chemicals that are being used now. You don't get a second chance. This is not anything anybody should be touching. If we can have a meaningful impact this year, I would really, really be happy. Mm-hmm. So, and I would Hockeyville and everything else. Yes, without a doubt. And I'm sure we'll get it. My vote's there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's what I want. Yeah.
I mean, back to the crisis. It's not. There's no easy solution. People tend to challenged with these addictions for many different reasons. There's never one common theme, and to me, my opinion's always been to identify early on when someone reaches out for help, and it's not necessarily I need help. There's a lot of identifying factors, but they have to have the surrounding people around them that will guide them with that, and it's a very difficult challenge.
You know, one of the key things, you have to have a kind and compassionate society. I believe that Timmins has. We're there already. That has to be combined with the resources there to help people through this. Some of the fatalities that we've seen could have been helped with more resources. Others were going to simply happen, perhaps because they thought they could get away with this and still remain healthy. So that's the educational part. The only thing I can do as mayor, I mean, it's just the moral authority that I act on. but it is imperative that that message get out to this community. Uh, every community across in Canada suffers with this.
Mhm.
You can't hide from it. You don't want to bury your head. Um, so part of it, of course, is the resources that combined mental health and addiction facility. The individual has put up his hand and say, um, I need a hand. But Jamie, you're quite correct. There's signs out there that you see that say, let's get some help right now. I'm not an expert, but I'll be an advocate for that as long as as long as I'm here.
That's right. And on to a lighter note, Craft Hockeyville is something that'd be awesome for our city. I believe it's a $250,000 investment into either repairing your current arena, am I right, Mark? And a preseason hockey game. You could see your Leafs here.
Well, really and truly, we applied. I think a few years ago, we wanted to get it with the Carlo Colorado rink. We didn't get in the door then, and it's what we would have done, of course, because the fastest sector of the sport is female hockey. Mm-hmm. So the idea is we need the dressing rooms, right. And the gals they're coming into the rink, and it's co-ed, so the parents are dropping them off fully, with their uniforms on. There's no opportunity unless you've got the dressing room set properly that the female members of the team can network. So yeah, we've got to update and again for the kids for the dressing rooms. I think it was a rink out in the prairies that got the money that year. We didn't get it. The other one, there's two. There's Craft Hockeyville, and there's the other one.
Is it Hockey Day in Canada? Is that
Hockey Day in Canada? Yeah. So we were hoping we get back on that. Yeah. But I think the Craft Hockey, I think that's a great campaign. So and there's lots of cities out there that will be vying for it. When we talk about the Carlo Colorado Ring Association, again, it's another association, and I love because it's privately owned. Well, first of all, it's not for profit, but it's a group of people that run that rink. I mean, I love it, and it's the only one I think north of Toronto. So the new floor gets in place, and it's as simple as calling out to get the individuals involved, and the screen gets put down, the concrete gets leveled. I mean, it happens because you just ask, and people respond. It's a very, very rewarding experience.
Yeah, that's right. And we know one thing for sure that, a good majority of the folks, the parents and the kids in the community spend time in one at least, or maybe all the rinks in Timmins. I know I have. I've spent a lifetime there.
Yeah, when I was at that age, the first floor we put in, the concrete was wheeled in. We had to put at the Dome Mine and the tailings facility was something called a decant tower, and you had to wig out a cubic meter of cement out on those things and pour these decant structures, and that's how we poured that floor 24 hours a day to get that floor planed, and that was 1970, maybe 69, 70. Oh. And it was just a bunch of I guess I was 70 years old when it happened. So it was again, all the volunteer firemen that were involved in that process, and every community agency here that remember Duck Hunter and the South Park Mountain Lions and whoever else was involved, they were all there. I guess the Moose, they were all there as well. So again, very, very rewarding when the community pulls together and gets those types of things done.
So you're in year 3 of a 4 years. When do you start thinking about running again? Has that crossed your mind, or where are you leaning?
Well, it really hasn't crossed my mind. I guess I've been too busy for working on other things here. As you know, this is my first gig at this. I'm not a politician. I didn't have any aspirations to do anything other than to help the city. So no, I haven't thought about that, to tell you the truth.
All right. We were hoping to get a firm answer, right, Kinsman?
Yeah, an exclusive to KINZ and KLOMP Live, but
Yeah.
we'll have to find out when year 4 has come and gone. But we're glad to have you continuing along here. Obviously, things are pretty rough, but it's nice to see these types of stories. I wanted to ask you this: the current Gogama Cote mine project with that plane that's doing the geological surveys over the city. I didn't know what was going on. At first, I'm like, is there a drunk pilot flying around here going so low?
You're not a mining guy. You're not a mining guy,
right? But the Geological Survey states that this project could yield, 18 more years of gold life here in the north? Do you have some background to this?
Well, I know the Geological Survey is taking place. I know that there's been a lot of heightened awareness of the area. Canada Nickel, of course, is right there. So you've got this huge nickel deposit right there. So I guess people are saying we might have missed something here. So, but it's a very detailed survey. I think they're doing on I'm going to 10-meter grid or something. I'm going to be wrong, but it's a very tightly flown. And there's always new, not just precious metals, but obviously base metals that are looking for. And quite frankly, this is the most prospective area it could be working on. Again, if you take a look at the Galleon property right over there, that's sat there. I mean, it was the old Dwyer project.
Yeah.
So that's how long these things can sit. And I guess I could put my promotional hat on. I guess it's safe to say it, but I'm just about convinced. Well, in my opinion, that's going to be another mine right there. Yeah, the drilling intersections are great. They're wide. They're getting better at depth. And if you could think of property after property after property, look at what's happening in Red Lake right now. The old Dixie project. Again, Campbell Mine, the gold core, the discovering that. I remember I was active in the mining. I was president and CEO of Flagstone Canada, and Jay Taylor was the president and CEO of Platinum Inc. And of course, you have to go out and when you get your exploration budget, you've got to go. You go to the mines and also the region that you're responsible with this exploration budget. You do that by talking to all the geologists, and you never hire a negative geologist. If the geologist not positive, he's not on my payroll because they got to be positive. So you go to seek those dollars, and I remember, and you go back to the head office, and you're competing for dollars all around the world. And Jay Taylor, personal friend, he's deceased. He's decided right now. Well, I guess forever. I mean, he passed away, but he was a friend, and he said, well, that's a big budget. He said, but I said, hasn't everything that's going to be found in the Canadian Archean already been found? Right. And it was a great, he said that he was an open pit guy, a lot of experience in South America. And I said, well, and at the very time we're talking about, they were developing the gold core over right there. I mean, it was a separate mine at that time that Rob McEwen owned. And I said, well, I mean, they've discovered $10 million ounce deposit. What I said 2 years ago, and that's a mine that sat right beside Campbell Mine for 50 years. And the truth of the matter is, in the late 80s, the top of that was drilled by the old Dickinson mine. The top of that, and the company couldn't get the money to follow up, and it was by the name of Jim Rogers who put that hole through there, and they didn't have the money to follow through with that, and so that's when Rob McEwen came in and he bought that property. So no, not they're hard to find, but you will be rewarded. You'll be rewarded. So yeah, there'll be lots more to be found around here.
Yeah, we're very fortunate in this community with the assets that we have. So I have I have a question for you. So last time we spoke, we were at Siva's, and I asked you what you did for fun, and you told me work. But then I got to find out you're a little bit of an outdoors guy. You like to walk. So how have you been keeping active during the lockdown? Have you gained a few pounds like me, or have you been keeping fit?
No, I stay both the same between 170 and 172, and I do that. I was always active. I told you a couple of funny stories about running at lunch hour and stuff like that. So I don't think my knees can hold up with the running anymore. But I park someplace else and I go for a walk to get into work. And sometime during the day, I try to go in for at least 45 minutes to an hour to do a few repetitions up and down hills. And on the weekend I'm always busy. Sometimes if I don't have if I'm free on the weekend, I'll go for around like a 3 hour walk just up and down the hills and running up and down the hills and stuff like that. And in the summertime I like to be out on the water with I always find it's a lot more rewarding to jump in a kayak. I can pick up a paddle. At least I know the motor will work. So that's what I try to do.
Yeah.
Well, you can't take that for granted either.
No, can't take it for granted. We've got lots of places to get out and enjoy. Mother Nature outside, the indoors. They tell us, to socially distance. We're not doing too bad in comparison to where we could be. During quarantine and during the COVID lockdown. So it's nice to see that you're out there and about. Another fun question, George. Are you able to declare an official KINZ and KLOMP live day on the calendar for 2021?
Well, I got to tell you, I'm a little bit worried about the name, because if you bring another partner in and his last name happens to be Kemp, then we got KKK. I'm a little worried about that. I mean, I don't want to set myself up for anything. So let me tell me what your plans are for your next thing.
We can get a flag, flying at full staff there out front of City Hall. If we can't get the official KINZ and KLOMP official day here in the city, at least put a vote in for us for the upcoming Nova Awards.
Fair enough.
We will. Yeah, I'll tell you, we can fly your flag during the night.
There we go.
No one will see it. No one will see it.
Not even one of those big keys to the city. I guess. Okay.
We'll give you one of these. We'll give you one of these mugs, though, George.
I like that. Though. I do like that.
That's from Mel Duguay. She made those for Jamie and I a couple shows ago.
I like them. That's nice. Nice.
So the last question, we were very curious. So, besides being on KINZ and KLOMP Live, what type of perks does the mayor receive?
Oh, I received one today. I'm walking back of the hill on John Street, and there's a young parent there, and he's a great guy. He's always with his kids, and I always say good morning, and that's the big perk when you talk to the kids, and they're always kind of shy. I met the little gal. Her father was saying, and so it was great to have that conversation with him this morning. And when you talk on the streets and people are welcoming and even when you're in person, if you get a complaint, it's very nicely delivered.
Sure.
So
Fair enough.
That's a perk.
Yeah.
It's always great. I got a young parent who's really involved in his kids, and he said, he said, well, gee, yeah, the kids. He said, but I said, sometimes he said to me, well, they run up and down to me, and I said, yeah, but that's your job.
There you go.
You have fun conversations with people that are out there.
That's good.
How do you wrap it up, Kinsman?
Well, you know what? I think we're gonna try and get hold of Mel. We'll get one of these mugs delivered to you, George, for being an official guest on KINZ and KLOMP Live. We want to thank you. We know you're very busy with everything unfolding with COVID, but hopefully we will see a light at the end of this COVID tunnel. And we thank you for taking the time to join us on KINZ and KLOMP Live here tonight.
Well, let's hope we see you on the ice together sometime soon.
Yes. I'd much rather have you at a ceremonial puck drop for the Timmins Rock than meeting you here online. So hopefully,
exactly. It's going to be a pleasure to be there. I hope we're back there soon. So,
definitely.
Thank you, everybody, and thank you very much for the opportunity.
There we are.
We're back.
I almost forgot to unmute the mic because in the background, my dogs are howling because I haven't fed them supper yet. They're having a little bit of a later supper, so they're upset with me. So that's why the mic was unmuted. But I thought it was a real great conversation with the mayor. He self-admitted he's not communication is not a strong point. Where we gone for 40 minutes?
40 minutes is pretty good. And, answering some questions. Yes, KINZ and KLOMP live. Obviously, one of the questions coming in on my messenger tonight, isn't there a council meeting tonight? How did you talk to him? We talked to him earlier to allow that he would be at council and still be a part of our show. So we did talk to George earlier. So that's right. That was his interview. And again, big treat having the mayor of Timmins on tonight's show.
Okay, so very quickly, it's your birthday, and we're going to get to that.
Okay.
But folks can win a $25 Tim card by guessing how long it takes you to style your hair, how much you spend each day. I know the answer, so I'm moving.
Do you have any guesses so far? I'll tell you if you're high or low.
No, I'm not giving anything out. Let me handle this, Kinsman. Right. I'm the manager of your birthday party, okay? Just let me handle this.
Okay.
And number two, there's also something else coming up for your birthday, but folks have to go in the comment section on the Facebook feed to find out how they can win a $20 gift certificate from the McIntyre Coffee Shop.
I haven't cheated yet. I haven't cheated. I haven't looked at the comment thread, so I have no clue what's going on. I want to be fair, and I want to be surprised. You say this will surprise me, or will it scare me?
Don't worry about it, Kinsman. Like I said, I'm going to make your day magical. Okay. Okay. Like a princess fairy tale.
Okay.
Anyways, without further ado, we got Cameron Grant. Can't wait to talk with him. I got a burning question for Cameron right off the bat, settle an argument between you and I, but he's doing lots of great things at Mount Jameson. I love the place. I love the direction, and I think we bring him on right now.
Is he here now?
There he is.
Hey, Cameron.
Look at that.
Look at you.
Can you hear me well?
We're going to call you the official. When people see you online, it's C.G. William Grant. Mm-hmm. All is missing is the third, right?
Well, it's funny enough. I actually use that pseudonym so that most people don't find me on Facebook. But now I guess the secret's out. So.
Now the secret's out. Cameron's your real name. We just gave away everything for you. But pleasure having you on tonight's show. Of course, Cameron, for those who don't know, you're a staple at what was Kamoskoska Ski Resort, which is now Mount Jameson Resorts, 25 years. And you're also the head coach for the Timmins Ski Racers. And you're also now a guest on KINZ and KLOMP Live. Welcome to tonight's show.
Thank you very much, and happy birthday. Of course, it's always a pleasure following his worship, the mayor. So I can't say, I don't know who overshadows who. Is it Mark with his birthday or the mayor? I can't tell.
Well, we're trying to make a big splash out of both. But the first question I have for you, Cameron, is, when the name change first came out, I got a little bit excited because I told Mark, me as a Jamie, I'm like, listen, it's Mount Jamie Son. What a nice tribute, until Mark corrected me. It's Jameson's. Still nice, but I was leaning the other way. So I actually have a question here, though. So can you tell us about the rebranding, the history behind Mount Jameson, and what the direction is?
Well, I'm so sorry, Jamie. I mean, I know that your Scandinavian heritage didn't lend to the sun part, but all that being said, the hill was always called Mount Jameson. Kamoskoska was merely an adopted name, and if we're meant to remain separate from the region and all that goes on here, in and around the area, Kamoskoska Lake, Kamkosha mine, of course, the largest mining disaster in Ontario mining history. It's time for us to set ourselves apart. And Mount Jameson, when you look to rebranding, why look to new horizons when you can simply look back to your roots? Mount Jameson was a natural choice.
Now, a lot of people, if you date back geologically, Mount Jameson is an ancient dried up volcano? Is that true? Like, if you type it into Wikipedia right now, it says it's an old volcano.
It's so why, tertiary university institutes don't let you use Wikipedia, Mark. You should know this. No, in fact, while it does belong to the Kamoskoska volcanic complex, which extends all the way to the old Kamkosha mine, down to, I guess, Timmins West Lakeshore Gold, it is in fact what's called a diabase dike. A little bit of a funny name, I know, but if you think about it, it's a volcanic plug. So no, Mount Jameson is not, in fact, an ancient volcano. It is part of a volcanic complex. And so the natural jet outs that you see behind me here, as I sit at Mount Jameson, are in fact part of a diseased rock that has been pushed out of the geological complex.
Okay. It's not going to be erupting anytime soon. Following the Mayan calendar, they say things happen in a million year cycles. Is the millionth year, February 10th, 2021?
I'm sure that would be a great tourist attraction. However, no, I can't claim that would happen anytime soon. So.
Kinsman, you're living in a Game of Thrones episode. That's not going to happen. But I love the resort. As a downhill skier myself, I especially also love the tubing. Unfortunately, along with other businesses, there's been a halt to that this year. But I noticed you folks are doing something interesting, opening it up for snowshoeing, which I think is a great idea. So I always have two-part questions. One, do we have any idea when we could reopen? And number two, what generated the idea with the opening up the snowshoeing at the resort? It's awesome.
Well, if you don't mind, I'll switch those around, in fact. And so number one would be why the snowshoeing, of course. And this was not a way for us to find a loophole in the provincial, health guidelines. We understand that the reasons why, the hill had to close were perhaps within line with those particular, measures. And there were questions. But naturally, we had to seek other sources of revenue to make sure that we were still able to operate. And if we have the terrain and we have a groomer, thanks to Newmont Porcupine, we can definitely, inhibit some of those trails for our members and patrons and everybody from the community to enjoy. So that was number one, just to sort of bridge the gap, kind of fill up some revenue space that we weren't doing, but also to let people of Timmins know that the hill has many uses. And to answer your question number two, so obviously yesterday the Premier came out and said that as of February 16th here in the Porcupine Health Unit region, ski hills were allowed to reopen. And so right now, obviously that's a Tuesday, not a really great day for us, but we're actually looking at Friday, February 15th, or rather 19th, when we're actually going to reopen for full operations. However, we will have those COVID restrictions in place.
That's wonderful news. So on the actual, I guess on the home front, is there a lot of preparations that has to take place between now and February to get the hill ski ready, or have folks been working behind the scenes in wait of this opening date?
I really have to say, Jamie, and I'm glad you asked that question, because a volunteer board of directors at any nonprofit organization are your bread and butter. These people have been working hard to develop these sort of like on-off switches that we can just simply, once February 19th comes along, we flip on the switch, we recall our employees. The hill has been well maintained thanks to our general manager, Eric Philippou. We are ready to turn the lights on and ready to hit the operation right off the bat. So, very little needs to be done thanks to the preparation of our board.
That's pretty awesome, Kinsman? Finally.
Yeah, so exciting. And, the 19th, just around the corner, fingers crossed, we don't get to the 19th and they say, things are going to be flatline. This is, a definite, this is a definite, light at the end of the tunnel, of the COVID tunnel, so to speak. And, it's nice to see that the hill will be open, obviously with the restrictions in place. Now that you've got the snowshoeing, also seeing that back on Friday, you get to snowshoe under the stars. How do people get signed up for that? Is that a one-time thing, or are you going to do this every Friday night now?
Well, hopefully, and we saw the great turnout. We actually sold out that night, and so how it works with our restrictions is obviously we need to do 20 people per time slot. So every half hour, you're able to do it between 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock. It's not for the faint of heart. I have to warn you, it's a hard trek up the top of the hill, but let me tell you, when you get to that top, you feel absolutely invigorated. And so it might be a permanent fixture going forward. And this was the whole purpose of our rebrand, to the both of you, understanding that here sits a hill right behind me, as ancient as it is, has been utilized only as a ski hill for all of these years, and yet it sits here dormant in the summertime. We're looking at horseback riding, archery, shooting ranges. We're talking about hiking trails, mountain biking, fat biking. There are so many opportunities that have been untapped here at Mount Jameson Resort, outside of the actual lodge in which I sit. We're talking about weddings, celebrations of life, any kind of event, conference center, training for your business. The opportunities really here are endless.
And not to mention, booking a chalet, one of the chalets there. Can people still book them for the summer with COVID, or are they going to put those with restrictions in place?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, actually. Yeah, no, Mount Jameson actually owns none of the chalets that you see here in the little village. They are all privately owned.
Okay.
They own it's much like a campground, say, for example, that all these chalets sit there. They rent the land, they utilize their chalets, and really how they utilize their chalets in terms of rentals is entirely up to them, so as they follow our policies, of course. But so for now, it's a 13-minute drive, so even if you're staying at my good friend Luke Surgery's Merc Hotel just up the road, or Ramada, or any of the hotels in Timmins for that matter, you know what? It's not like Toronto. You're not driving to Collingwood for an hour, 2 hours drive to get to your favorite resort destination.
Mm-hmm.
It's in your own backyard. It's a short drive. Come one, come all, really.
Mm-hmm. And we've really had a beautiful winter in terms of temperature and being outdoors. As I guess, I know we've had some snowfall recently, but has the reduction in snowfall compared to other years? Have you had to make a lot of snow at the resort, or has nature blessed you this year?
Mother Nature is as tumultuous as anything, I suppose. But what we've seen this year is no. Luckily, we have the ability to blow a solid amount of snow. And being in Northern Ontario and in the Greenbelt, the permafrost sticks around a little longer. Really, actually, Jamie, and I'm glad you asked the question. The best of the skiing season has yet to come, and because we've been postponed, and so long as the current health circumstance remains the same, we're actually looking to extend the season beyond when we normally close to really get that spring skiing in, and in my opinion, the height of great party ski, great enjoyment, and really, really warm weather. And the only reason why we're looking to extend it this year is because normally when people see pavement in Timmins, they don't think about the snow that's still on the hill. So that's tends to be why we close, around the beginning of April. But we actually could extend the season far beyond that till the end of April. And so we're going to look to do that this year and really get the height of spring skiing underway.
It sounds like not just with the rebranding, a whole, and not to knock anything that's done in the past, but there seems to be a lot of new ideas, a refreshing of enthusiasm, extending the utilization of the resort into hopefully 12 months. I think this is very exciting for the community.
Very exciting.
And you know what? It's funny that you say that, because really all of these ideas do come from the community. It comes from community volunteers who sit on our board, our membership, and no idea is a poor idea. And the fact that we sit on a volcanic complex just shows that under pressure we can generate gems, and from those gems we generate these initiatives. And as you can see here, the people of Timmins really stepped up and showed us what they want to see from this hill, and our board is ready to sit here and be ready for it.
That's right. And, when people say, why the name change, you take away the ski, people, associate with the winter sports. Again, you were saying mountain biking, just hiking, trail, you can even have the night stargazing, hikes in the summertime, not to mention the 705, the bike park just down the way there.
Yeah. And you know what, Mark, I'm glad you brought up the name change. I mean, what's in a name at the end of the day? I get that, the name change kind of tore away some childhood memories from people. I'm actually from Kamoskosia Lake, which is just 5 minutes up the road. I was born, lived there, very long time. This was not my ability to try to rip away history. And in fact, it brings us back to our roots and opens the question as to, where did Kamoskosia really come from? Was it the syndicate between Cam and Kosha that really became Kamoskosia? Mm-hmm. It doesn't really have any Indigenous background. So we wonder, why was the name really applied here in the first place? Mount Jameson needs to stand on its own, needs to plow ahead with the initiatives derived from our community to ultimately land to an all-season sports excellence destination.
Good. So when we come to the Friday opening date, is it just anyone can come skiing? Are there going to be some regulations? What do we know so far?
It will depend on what color our region enters into. And so ultimately, if you think about it, right now, it could be red, it could be gray. Obviously, our numbers are high because of our large region, right? So for us, if it's a capacity issue, it's going to be members' priority, because our members have been so patient and so supportive, throughout the shutdown. But it will be. Ultimately, if we do have the ability to extend everything to the community at large, we will open those doors. I do want to iterate, though, zero tolerance policy. You must adhere to all the COVID-19 protocols. That's the only thing we ask.
Right.
Need to wear the masks and everything else. Someone who doesn't have, let's say a ski pass for the remainder of the year, is there a way to find them online? Where do they buy those passes, Cameron?
I highly encourage anybody, look at our brand new website, mountjameson.ca. Really easy to find. You can find all of our information, including COVID-19 protocols, ticket pass sales, day passes, half-day passes, and even tubing. All of the information can be found there.
Excellent.
Okay. So rebranded website. Now, Cameron, we chat a little bit behind the scenes. Are you willing to stay on for a few more minutes?
I'm here.
Okay, he's willing to stay on for a few more minutes.
And embarrass me? This is going to be embarrassing for me, is it?
I won't show you what dress I'm wearing, but yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So it's your birthday, Kinsman. We have a couple things going on.
Okay.
The first thing that I did want to show you is something that I have put together for you.
Okay.
Now, if you just give me a minute. Now, imagine yourself in 30 years. Hi, guys. It's me, Mark Kinsman, 30 years from now. And even though I'm 70 years old, I still find time to gel my hair to make it look perfect. Beautiful. Old age hasn't stopped me from enjoying a coffee in the morning. I have finally learned to do that one push-up and go for it. Oh, help! Jamie Klomp is my hero. Every night I go to bed with a picture of him in my arms. I love you, Klomper. I love you. I tell everyone I'm a Leafs fan, but deep down inside, go Sens, go! And even in my old age, I can still say in my booming voice, I am the voice of Timmins.
Kinsman.
Whatever. Happy birthday, Mark.
Happy birthday.
From the Klomps. That's the first surprise. Okay, you like that one?
That was pretty good. Pretty good. Now you need the Toronto Maple Leaf jerseys.
Right. You know what? I have to side with Jamie on this one. I lived in Ottawa for 10 years.
You cheer for the Sens too, Cameron?
Well, I have. I'm at a ski hill right now. I'm not saying anything.
All right. So we have something else planned, and we haven't done this yet on the show before. Okay, I'm going to let Mitch introduce it.
Good day, everyone. Making sure I'm unmuted. I just got we're having a bit of technical difficulties in some unforeseen areas I'm getting from the comments section. But I wanted the city of Timmins to personally wish Mr. Mark Kinsman the happiest of birthdays. So how many of the city of Timmins can we actually fit in here? Because apparently there is a limit.
Well,
what I'm getting from the comment section.
We can only have 12 people come on, do the StreamYard limitations, and we're full. So I'm going to bring everyone on. So just give me a quick moment.
He's all here.
Yes. Okay. I'm bringing everyone on. We'll probably get some echo.
Happy birthday.
Yes. Okay. So am I missing anyone? I know some people do not have their camera on, but let me check.
I told them that was fine.
Okay.
I didn't want them to feel excluded just because they didn't do their hair tonight.
All right.
I understand Chad's son is celebrating his birthday today too.
And someone has a dog like mine barking in the background.
That's right. He's trying to communicate with yours.
What we're going to try and do here is we're all going to try and sing Mark a happy birthday.
Okay, but wait. First, the age-old talk radio thing, Jamie. If you have your stream on in the background, turn it off. Like just mute the sound of your stream in the background, we'll be good to go.
All right. Are we ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
birthday
to you. Happy
birthday, dear Markin. Happy birthday to you.
Many more.
That was awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. There's Robin, there's Johnny, we got Melissa and Chad, Dave and Julie.
Yeah, it
And
completely
many
awesome.
more, by the way. They
Yeah,
couldn't make it in.
So, Mitch, anyone that jumped in, anyone that was interested in jumping in, we're going to ask you for a name for a moment. I just want to say thank you for everyone coming in and wishing Mark a happy birthday. There you go, kids.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys, gals.
All right.
Dog.
Thank you, guys. Would have sounded so bad if I sung it by myself. In fact, it did still sound bad just for the
That's so
nature
cool.
of me singing. You know, I've never participated in a karaoke night ever.
You never
I'm shocked. I'm shocked about that news, Mitch.
Well, it's to spare the audience, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
There we go.
I thought it was your tongue in the karaoke bars before COVID, but I get it. Yeah, I get it.
I thought that turned out a lot better. Okay, so we have our first prize we're giving away is the $25 Tim's card, and the question was, how long does Mark spend each day with his hair? Now we got a lot putting.
What were the guesses?
Well, we have so many guesses, Kinsman. You have to let me find them. I'm scrolling through those, Mitch. While I'm doing that, you need to pick a name from one of the folks that participated and came online and sang Mark a happy birthday.
Okay.
And they're going to win the $25 Tim's card.
Now,
No.
see, the problem with that is that I have to. No, they're winning $20 to the McIntyre Coffee Shop,
Okay.
the best poutine in town, according to Alain Cavillon. So there's that.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I'm gonna need to actually, Jamie, admittedly, go back and see, because I was too busy singing and with my self-consciousness with all that, I didn't actually see all the names on the screen, so I'm gonna have to shoot an arrow at my computer screen after the fact here.
Who's going to win?
Okay, so I will tell you what. It's Chad's son's birthday. So
Well, that's what I said. Yeah.
to his son, and Isaac Bird's birthday, reminding me it's his birthday. Happy birthday, Isaac Bird. Okay,
birthday,
but
Isaac.
I will tell you, here's what I'll do. I have the comments in front of me, Mitch.
Okay.
Okay, for the folks that came on and sang the names, I have the names. So if you want to, I'm going to scroll through the names, Mitch, and you tell me when to stop, and we will. I love how someone's name on here is Bernie Sanders. That is so awesome. Okay.
All right, fly through.
Yeah.
Stop.
Who's it going to be?
Nova Coles.
Nova Cornelson? Awesome.
All right. Thanks for helping us sing.
Thanks so much, Nova. And again, $20 to the McIntyre Coffee Shop, where I picked up the best plate of fish and chips from the McIntyre Coffee Shop. I did not know that they use beer batter from Full Beard Brewing. And honestly, it's one of the best meals that I've had in a long time there. And again, with the gift certificate, you'll be able to get that, Nova, or something else off their amazing menu.
Now, there was a lot of comments on your hair, Kinsman, because once again, it looks beautiful.
You never asked me what the answer was, though. How do you know what the answer is?
Because I listened to you. Kinsman, we talk 12 hours a day.
Okay.
I know. And you came over to my house one time and took
I
a
asked
break.
for moose.
Yeah, and you took a moose. So I've averaged it out, okay? I'm thinking, and my answer is going to be right here, Kinsman. So
What do you say?
all right. So I'm thinking you're 5 minutes in the morning, you're 5 minutes at lunch, you're 5 minutes after lunch, you're 5 minutes at supper time, and you're 5 minutes before bed, because you could be a little vain like that. So I guess 25. My answer was 25 minutes
A day?
and Jenica Butler had 25 minutes.
She said 25 minutes. You say 5 minutes. Yeah, I do take about maybe 4 or 5 minutes in the morning, but I've never calculated in the afternoon.
Listen, Kinsman, you're 25 minutes a day with your hair. Jenica Butler is the winner for the $25 gift card for Tim's. 25's a line.
She's a big KINZ and KLOMP live winner. Jenica, she's got the horseshoe, somewhere. Remember, we were at it was Bermuda Tan. She was in the top 10. Remember, we did the reverse draw with Gail.
Yeah,
she made it into the top 10. She almost won that grand prize that day.
She's something that wins something all the time, but
yeah,
appreciate it. We couldn't get everyone in to sing you happy birthday because StreamYard only allowed us. So look, Demon, look, You are the voice of Timmins, kids.
Yeah, man.
So happy birthday, my friend.
Thanks so much. You know what? It's been a good birthday. My little guy had his birthday on Sunday. We actually had a combo birthday back on Friday night. Myself and my little guy Caden. We had the cake and the gifts at his mom's place. It was a great weekend. In fact, tonight I had a nice dinner. I had a birthday cake prepared for me, a Maple Leafs birthday cake. I showed you the picture earlier, Jamie. That cake was made, and
Love the cake.
it was a great night tonight.
So yeah, you're getting lots of happy birthday. You were told not to go look at the comments, but
I didn't look at any of the comments
after the show. But Robin Allen says, I'm a girl and I spend 5 minutes. You're 5 times as much as her, Kinsman.
Okay.
And so says Jenica has a horseshoe.
Yeah, she sure does. That's Joanne.
Look at this.
Gee, what is that? She spends a lot less time than I do to fix her hair.
Jesus, what the heck does he need to do to that hair? Yeah, Kinsman, you should spending my time.
That's it. I'm just rubbing it in that I do have hair follicles, right, Jamie?
And then Go Leafs, go all out.
Yes,
all out.
Tops in the NHL right now. There's my good old. I got that for a birthday gift tonight.
Yeah, what's in the mug tonight?
Yeah, what's in the mug tonight? That one I just got that. There's nothing in that one yet.
Oh,
all right, Mitch. I think you had a funny story to share with us before we let folks go.
What's that?
Yeah, but I think I'll put a pin in that in favor of some post show notes here, because if you'll bring my screen up for a second, I actually have footage. So that was a pre-recorded interview with the mayor, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So ever since then, they mentioned getting the key to the city, and this is the footage.
Okay.
We have sound. Can't hear him.
Yeah, well then that means I messed up. Why is there teeth marks? Why is there teeth marks is what he says on that.
Okay. That's all. Yeah, Mark and I did ask for the key for the city, KINZ and KLOMP Day. Mayor said he would only fly our flag at nighttime.
Yeah, we'll take the night that we'll take any time.
Yeah, from 7 to 8 p.m. he'll fly it. You know,
right. The late night miners will see it coming home in the morning.
All right, Mitch. Thanks for all your hard work in the background.
Well, wait, hang on, because there's more hard work that was being done in the background. Just before you wrap it up, you were questioning the origin of Angler, and of course, I had to give that a Google. I can't leave something like that unlooked up. Angler was original.
That's the millennial in you talking, because you need to find the answer, right? It would keep you up at night. It's one of those.
It would have just bothered me. Yeah, because it's not like I knew this. It's not like another card in my handy card of factoids. But
what did you find out, Mitch?
Well, Angler was originally a last name, and it came to mean fisherman by about the year 1500, and that's from the verb angle, quote, fish with a hook, from the Old English angel. Okay. Which I know, I'm assuming it's pronounced angel. It's spelt angel, which means angle, but also fish hook. So I'm not sure if that illuminates it all that much, but it does have an origin going back about 500 years now. And Gorilla Glue Lady, there's your Google for the night for Mitch's pop culture thing. But since you guys have been on here enough, I'll give you a break. We'll maybe revisit that on Thursday.
Gorilla Glue Lady. You found out the angler. You did an awesome job in the background, getting Mark's choir to come to the front. I'm sorry we couldn't get everyone. Kinsman, you get the goodbye to note. It's your birthday. Send us off.
All right. I just want to thank everybody for jumping on for my birthday episode. Thanks so much for joining the feed and singing happy birthday. Tons of messages. I wasn't allowed to look at my feed, but my notifications were buzzing the entire show. I'll look at them and hopefully get back to you, one at a time. Also wanted to thank our big sponsor again tonight, Frank Rubino's at Rubino's Petrocan. It's a Porcupine at Giovanna's, where if you go there, they've got the Rubino burger for $3, meatball subs for $10.29 plus tax, homemade Italian sausage, mild or hot. And I was talking to the lady behind the desk there this afternoon. She says they are so yummy and good. So there you go. Again, Frank Rubino sponsoring the past 3 shows for KINZ and KLOMP Live. And before we go, guess what's coming up on Thursday? We've got our Valentine Trivia Night, where the prizes are now over $2,400. That's $2,400. And there is a tie to NASCAR. as one of the prizes. That's coming in from Martin Peel at Pat's Canine Protection and Detective Services. It's quite the prize, right, Jamie?
Oh yeah, I can't wait for Thursday. The first one was big, but this is our biggest one yet. No, we only had
$2,400.
Awesome. All right, we'll see you guys Thursday night.
All right, take care, guys.
Happy birthday, Mark.
Thanks, guys.